Hey everybody, welcome back. Plan for the Magic, Season 2, Episode 4. Today, we're talking park day packing. This is Audrey. Over there's Dave. Let's go.
This is another Disney podcast production.
It was weird when you said, over there's Dave, because it was just you on screen. Which is completely irrelevant if you don't watch the YouTube channel, so it doesn't matter anyway. I don't even have to bring it up. Aud, what's up?
Hey, how are you today?
Good. How are all the things?
Oh my gosh. I'm just living in the glow of our last trip. It was so fabulous. So many things.
So many things. Hey, I wasn't going to talk about this, but I'm gonna drop the beans. My annual pass just expired this month, and I may not renew it.
What? Okay, hold on. We're how many months into this? Where you were the annual pass holder at the beginning. I was just a newbie little ADP. Now I'm over here taking weekend trips with my annual pass, and you're about to give one up.
I know. Well, we've really gotten, I don't think I talked about it on the show, but we bought like an old van and converted it into like a van life camper. And like, I don't know, like I'm just loving doing that with my son. We're going like, been up in the mountains, been your way a couple of times and never called because I'm a jerk.
All right. I really just like to see you on the podcast.
That's true. Like I like you from afar. Okay. Anyway, I mean, I got 30 days or 25 days to decide. I don't know. I don't like, and it's not a negative thing. I'm just like, I'm at the point now where we've added like some new adventures to our life. And I'm like, now the concern is I don't want to buy it and go 6 days over the next year. Cause then it's I let Bob Paycheck win. Just kidding. I don't want to get into that. I personally like Bob Paycheck. I'm probably one of the few that like him. But anyway, I think here we go.
On. I think you just called him Bob Paycheck.
I do, because that's what everybody calls him online. No, Paycheck is what they call him. Or Dr. Evil.
No.
I know I'm in the minority, but like what did I can't think of the name from the Beatles who wrote Give Peace a Chance.
John Lennon?
Thank you. Yeah, give Bob a chance. I don't know why I went with that weird analogy, but all right, let's roll. I think this episode might have actually been my idea because, well, let's be honest, Audrey drives this train and she drives it so well. And when I thought about this, I was like, I'm really good at this. And I know without even asking that you were really good at this. And so we might break this up into 2 episodes, not like a part 1 and part 2. We may do something later because Audrey has, like in a different episode down the road, Audrey has great ideas when it comes to how to pack and think about where you're staying and how packing relates to that, where I'm really focused on, I've been so many times that it's amazing what we used to bring versus now what we bring to the parks. And so we're kind of like approaching this as, hey, if you want to go to Disney, here's what to bring, or here's how to help you pack like a pro, people that go all the time. And so that's kind of how we're approaching this. Does that feel like a good
I think that's
synopsis?
exactly right.
Okay.
I think the caveat here is this is post little kid phase. So
I got a little bit of that in there.
Okay, yeah. Like we're not talking like diapers and all that kind of stuff. So
I didn't do that, so I couldn't help.
we have all done that phase. So it was actually really sweet when we were there. As a side note, like all these parents with kids dripping off of them and just like, hang in there, you're doing great.
No, never.
There was a lot of that. But
most of it has been, I will tell you that like our reason behind it, we waited a long time to have children, and it's because we were selfish and wanted to travel the world. And so traveling the world, we saw so many kids on planes that are miserable and screaming. And my wife looked at me, she's like, our kids can fly when they're 8. Which that didn't happen, but we didn't take Micaiah until she was 3.5, and Isaiah we took it right at 3. Massive mistake. Now he's great, but so anyway, every kid's different, like every experience is different. I know moms and dads want those pictures with the littles at Disney. I get it. It's so cute. Yeah, do it.
By all means,
do you?
Different.
That's right. because I regret not making my daughter grow up and watch sports with me, and now sports is like a cuss word to her. So anyway, okay, I'm going to jump in. I picked this one to go first, and this is absolutely strategic. I thought about saving it for last, but I felt people would have nodded off by this point, or they'd already been home and then they didn't finish the episode. Number one thing that I see on Disney social media all the time is at least once a week, usually more, but at least once a week.
Yeah.
What shoes do you wear in the park? What shoes should I get? Okay. So this, every time I see this drives me crazy because you look at it and there's 9,467 responses. So clearly you're going to get a great response that's really going to help you. And here's the thing, guys, your foot is completely different than mine. When we started, Audrey, what is your favorite footwear to wear in the park?
Nike sneakers.
Okay. I wear Vans. So
that would, yeah.
Nothing.
Wreck me. I could not.
There's nothing even close to that. Like that's the most. Now I wear the ones that have they have new ones that are like super cushiony, like a running shoe, but they're Vans. Like, I mean, that's all I kind of really wear.
And
I never grew up.
Who were like, they like to wear sandals or they like to wear. Like,
Matthew always wear flip-flops. Always.
Yeah. It's whatever you're comfortable in, logging lots of.
Nobody knows your feet
30,000 steps.
Better than you. And so but I do have a tip. Here's a pro tip. A pro tip that I didn't practice. So this comes from experience. Do not buy a new pair of shoes to go to the parks.
No.
Wear something that is trusted, tried and true, and broken in. Like that's the number. So whenever I see that, if I respond, I always say, wear a pair of shoes that you've had for at least 3 months and are comfortable. Period.
That's right.
Enter.
Yes.
But like, I love everybody has like, oh, we get these and we wear these and here's a link. And I'm like, honey, Audrey's $112 and I'm $250. Like our feet are going to react different.
Right.
Anyway, so that's our number one. Wear comfy shoes and don't buy new shoes. Now, buy new shoes for when you go to the boardwalk just for dinner and you're going back to the hotel. Yes. Great. You want to dress up? Perfect.
Agreed.
Do not wear your 6-inch heels to Magic Kingdom. And I'm talking to you because I've seen you. Hint, hint. It's not
whoever you are.
Yeah, whoever you are. It's not Audrey. Okay, yeah. Shoes. And then the next one I have is kind of goes
for the people who bought new shoes and wore them.
Bring Band-Aids. I can personally tell you, you'll probably laugh at this, Audrey. I can tell you where the first aid station is in every park because the first couple of times that I took my daughter, she got little blisters on her little feet, and we had to go find a Band-Aid because Dad didn't bring Band-Aids. Way to go, buddy. So yeah, I know that's kind of a no-brainer, but like you'd be surprised the things you forget or you don't think about because you're so excited to go to Disney. Now you can go to the aid station and they're really great. They're little buildings, little huts, depending on what park you go to, and you'll fill a little name and why you were there and the time. It's just like going to the doctor.
Yeah.
But bring a little pack of Band-Aids. Go to the dollar store and buy them. You may not need them, but you need them. They're there.
Yes. Speaking of things to buy before you enter the park. So Band-Aids is one of those. Ponchos is the second one. So
yes,
it's going to and everyone's like, but I'm not going to the park in June when it rains every day. It was raining today. It was raining. It is February the 8th. Yes. It was raining today. So it's going to rain and you can bring an umbrella, which you need to take out of your bag and walk through security with your umbrella in front of you.
Please and thank you.
The alarm, which is fine. You can bring an umbrella or you can not bring either. And then you're going to pay so much money for a poncho in the park. And also I think they also have these incredible, like packable, rain jackets that you can use too. Just something poncho, rain jacket, but don't be caught without it so that you have to buy it in the park. That's just money. Unless you're a poncho collector, then have at it. But that's not something you want to accidentally spend money on because they're expensive and they work as well as the ones you can find at the dollar store.
I applaud you and your cute little trash bag with Mickey and the castle on the back, but it's not worth $20.
Right.
And you'd be surprised. Right. Brandon and I just talked about this on a show. I think it might launch this week. Of course, this will be it'll be out by the time you hear this.
Yeah.
But we talked about the ponchos and just the fact that even the little rolling carts, like when I think of Toy Story Land, right? And you got the little carts that has like the Toy Story ears and Toy Story merch, but it's not like a store. Dude, the rain comes out, there's 720 of them on that little cart. They always got them. They are ready to go.
Right. Yeah, it's so true.
Oh my gosh. If it's cloudy, pull them out. There they are. It's $20 a piece. I don't know if they're really $20, but you could go to the dollar store, and I know inflation is killing us and the dollar store is now $1.25. Now I get that those are really cheapy. You can get nice camping ones at Walmart for $4.
That's right.
That are a little bit more thicker, maybe thick like a shower curtain that would last and you can fold up and bring them with you.
I would say, and if you are stuck in the rain at Magic Kingdom, keep an eye out for the rainy day cavalcade, because they do have a super cute rainy day cavalcade where everybody comes out in their raincoats and their hats and their boots. And it's super fun. And the music is a little different. It's a whole rainy day show. It's great. That's right.
Super bonus. Okay. Moving right along. We're going to plow through these.
Moving right along.
If you, I don't know. I've never needed one of these because I'm just super weird, but, bring a charger. It's cool that they have the fuel rods. And if you don't know what a fuel rod is, it's basically, and it may have even gone up because I haven't been with Matthew would always get them, but they used to be $30.
They're still $30.
Okay.
Yep.
So basically what it is I would liken it to a pack of Lifesavers. So it's round and tubular.
It's like a lipstick set.
There you go. See, I would not have thought lipstick because it's been a long time since I've worn lipstick. Da-dum-bum. Okay. Or to some people, it didn't work.
Oh, it didn't work. Do it.
To some people, that may be magical. I would wear lipstick. Hey, if my lips were chapped, I would wear lipstick. Don't care.
Yeah, you would.
Any port in a storm. Anyway, here's the thing. Those fuel rods are cool. They're $30. And they are you can keep them and keep bringing them back. But they will not charge your phone all day. If you're coming with more than one person, that little fuel rod, when 3 people try to split it, you'll all probably get about 20% extra on your battery.
Yeah.
When you can literally spend for $30, you can probably get close to, this is going to be really nerdy, but you can probably get at least a 6,800 milliamp, maybe even 10,000 milliamp for about that same price on Amazon. And it'll be about the size of your phone anyway. And where the fuel rod is, I get it's nice and tiny and small, but they're strategically located at the parks, but they're not conveniently located at the parks.
Right.
And so if you need one and the closest one is all the way back at the entrance, that sucks. And again, you pay $30 once and you can just keep swapping them out. That part is cool. But man, bring your own, save your money. You can have the community charger that everybody needs and it'll probably last you most of the day. And they're for about the same price. You can get 3 times, maybe 4 times the amount of charges out of it. So just word to the wise, if you forget it, if you need it, it's there. But man, that $30, that's like you and your husband eat. That's a quick service meal.
Yeah, no, it's super true.
So anyway, I do think is one that again, that's something that's so easy to, oh crap, we forgot our charger. That's why we want to talk about. That's definitely one to bring in. Have you do you guys bring chargers?
Yeah, we have one that we pack every time.
Perfect.
Yep. And I think it'll charge 3 or 4 times. I mean, we haven't needed it that many times, but yeah. It is going to help. We both have, our kids don't have phones yet. Right. So once they do, it's going to be a whole thing. Yeah.
Thank you, Lord. Yeah. I just never have really, not that I take out my phone and take pictures and stuff, but I'm at the happiest place on earth. I don't want my phone. You know, it's about that day. It's more of a communication device and not it's more of a necessity device, not a need device. Neither one of that makes any sense. You know what I'm trying to say. Okay, the next one. This has been something that I never really experienced until we had kids, and I guess it has taken off as a kind of phenomenon in the last few years. But reusable straws. Now, there's a reason why I say that. We have a ton of metal straws in our house that our kids love, and we have all the little cups because they're they're 11 and 7. They still love to spill whatever they're drinking all over the place. So a lid and a straw works out super great. But I'll tell you, here's why it's worth bringing one to Disney World, especially at Animal Kingdom. And they may have transitioned everywhere in all the parks. I don't know. Those paper straws, first of all, to me are like, and after about 10 minutes, they just fall apart
and dissolve.
Yeah. I mean, if you live under a rock, the why is we want to protect the environment. We want to protect animals, especially Animal Kingdom. They've had them at Animal Kingdom for years, or they might not even have straws anymore at all. I think Animal Kingdom doesn't even have them anymore. And then the rest of the parks. Yeah. And so if you have littles, or you just my wife is really weird. She doesn't like taking a cup and drinking like you would a beer, for lack of a better term. She wants a straw. And so, and the paper ones kind of make us a little nauseated after a while. Like you put it in, you pull it out, and it's like very like, I don't want to say the word, but it doesn't hold its shape as well as it used to after being, stuffed in a drink the whole time. So I just can't stand them. And so I know that's a weird thing to think about packing, but it's so useful.
It is so useful. And I'm trying to rack my brain to remember if they had what kind of straws they had at other parks. We didn't go to Animal Kingdom this trip, but I can't remember.
I remember Animal Kingdom had them always when they had straws of paper, but I think they just got rid of them altogether. Yeah. Now I just don't remember about the other parks. I don't recall.
Yeah.
Because if you've been to Disney, there's wildlife in every park, all over the place. Right. They don't. I'm sure they don't want any of the animals, not just the ones that they have on display.
Right. Next on our list is a little personal fan. We did not need this on our trip when it was really cold, but most of the other times of the year. And they're all different kinds. You can get the kinds that sort of lay on your neck. There are kinds that you can just hold and walk around. And there's actually the misting kind where you can put water in them. And we have one. In fact, we have one that one of my children played with and broke. And so I got another one.
Was this a misting fan?
No, just the regular one. Yeah. But they are really, really helpful on really hot days.
Yes.
This is one that we have we actually have a Disney shelf on our bookshelf in our room. That's just all the things that are basically on this list that just go in these bins. And so we pull them out. This is a true story. Brilliant.
Brandon and I talked in that episode as well about, we called it souvenirs that you shouldn't buy. And I know that a misting fan is not a souvenir, episode. But I mean, it is it's decorated Disney. But here's why I don't like the misting fans. One, they're really expensive at Disney. Two, the fact that they're you have to hang them on your neck, and if they're full of water, it's not the most comfortable thing to have draped around you on a hot summer day, right? And then when you take it off and put it in your bag and you pull it out later and your camera doesn't work because it opened up and all the water spilled. There's just, just think through all of these little things. And you're probably hearing by the tone in my voice that this is from experience. Yes. And so my wife loves, just like the one you talk about, they drape over your neck and they literally, I mean, I know if you're not watching the show, but they kind of drape over your neck and then point up at your face. And then of course you can always get the cooling towels that you can soak in a water fountain and drape over your neck. But there's nothing better than those little ones that they don't have water. You don't have to so the weight, they just lay on your neck. So it's not something you have to either have to carry or drape. And most of them now, when you buy them on Amazon, are rechargeable. So it's not like you have to worry about bringing a whole pack of batteries with you. You can just plug it in at night.
USBs.
Yeah. So I highly recommend those little, and you'll see them. If you've been to Disney in the summer, you'll see them. People. Their mama didn't raise no fool. They bought one and brought it.
That's right.
Oh, that's a good one. Okay. I have one that I don't always do this. It just depends on how much we have in our bag, but it's even nice to have at the resort or the hotel. And that is an insulated water bottle. And why I say that is I love that, if you're an insider, and it's not really new information, but one of the things you should not do is buy bottled water at Disney, because a lot of places in the parks is very easy to find a cup of water and they give it to you for free. And a lot of the quick services already have them pre-made. So you can just walk in and ask for it, or, not the little carts. You're gonna have to go to like either a quick service restaurant or someplace typically indoor is going to have the water. But what's great about the insulated water bottle is, like, I love getting those drinks, and sometimes they're the small kid size, but sometimes they're not. And like, I want to keep that water, but like halfway through, I'm kind of done at the moment. And then like I have to throw it out. Where an insulated water bottle is so nice, so you can pour it in there. It'll keep it if you happen to get it, like if they made it fresh for you and it had ice in it, like you'll still have cold water for the next couple of hours. Yep. And they, bring like an 18 or a 24. You don't have to bring like the 36 or 48 ounce. And most of the backpacks, if you bring one, have a side, a little thing where you can pop a water bottle in. I don't always bring them, but hot days I try to remember to, because it's just nice to have like more than a couple of swigs of water and be like, I don't really feel like carrying this, because I'm Dad. I have the backpack, I have the camera. I don't need something else to I have my phone because I'm trying to do what used to be Fast Pass, but now I have to do Genie Plus. Yeah, it's just one. I know it feels like one extra thing to carry around, but I mean, I know sometimes you'll just drink water and you'll guzzle it because you're dying and you're done. But like, it's nice to grab a couple of those and fill up your bottle, and you've got it for a good couple of hours, and it'll stay nice and cold, because those insulated bottles are great.
It is true. And in the newer areas of the parks, they're putting in those water fountains that are like the water bottle water fountains. Some of them were harder to find than others, but when we were there, I know there was one in Galaxy's Edge. There was one in Toy Story Land where you can just put your bottle there. It was nice.
The next one, are you confused by the next one on the notes?
No.
Okay, all right.
Except I'm breaking the rule because, well, you say yours first, and then I'm going to tell you about why I'm not doing that.
Wait.
How about that?
Which one? The one that says, it says, the next one I have says restaurants. I don't even know what that means. Oh, sorry. The note went down.
No.
I'm an idiot. Okay. Oh, wait, you're going to go against me on this next one? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
False. Okay, this is gonna be a battle royale. 2 words, people. 2 words, people. Clear backpack. Please. Why your security line is 40 minutes long at Magic Kingdom is because you brought your whole house in this awesome giant backpack that's black, that has 47 pockets that they have to dig through, and there's 80,000 people behind you in line.
I know.
I bring my clear backpack, and they never, only if something is enclosed inside that backpack do they make me pull it out.
Yeah.
But guess what? I always pull it out to begin with.
I know. What are the 3 things?
Yes. Umbrella, cell phone, hairbrush,
charger, glasses case.
Oh, hairbrush.
Glasses
yeah.
case.
So you're not a fan of the clear backpack?
Guess what I found? Guess what was there?
What?
In the Emporium at Magic Kingdom.
Oh no. I already know by your reaction.
The 50th anniversary lounge fly backpack.
Which is what you had me look for when I was there.
I have been my littlest, like literally in the morning. I refreshed that page on shopdisney.com. I have refreshed it every morning since October, whatever. And it has not been in stock. And I walked into the Emporium and I started to cry actual tears, which it turns out I got a DVC discount on it, which made it even cheaper. So that was
you did.
Another reason I cried. But so I'm sorry. I just cannot heretofore.
Well,
I will not heretofore.
Okay.
Do the clear backpack.
This is fair. But
okay, good.
Did you notice that I mentioned that like Dad has his hiking backpack that has 37 pockets? A Loungefly is really small and easy to search through.
It's so cute.
Yeah, I don't know. I like it. There's nothing. It is the world that we live in. I understand that.
I know.
But there's nothing more frustrated to me as who is so excited to get to Disney, and I'm like,
I know.
I'm behind. I'm behind
really
John,
is.
who has his backpack. His wife has a backpack. The stroller is full, and they're pulling a cooler. Like, I'm like, really? How did I pick this line? Oh, anyway, that's just
well, it took me like 3 times to finally figure out it was the umbrella, the glasses case, and the phone charger. Like one time I had the phone charger and the umbrella, and it still went off, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, what is it?"
I am like, just so used to getting pulled aside because I have a camera, I have a gimbal, I have lenses. I'm just. Sometimes I'm just like, I'll go over there.
Right. You're just like, I'm self-select.
Yeah, and there we go. Okay, bring us home with the next one, or not home? But talk about this one.
I mean, my gosh, I traveled in college, and this was like a staple from anybody who's packing a suitcase is to pack those Ziploc bags.
Yes.
And you don't leave them in your suitcase in the resort or hotel room. Put some in your backpack. And this, I mean, it can be from rainy clothes to Splash Mountain clothes. It can be one time, because we were on the Disney dining plan, this is a true story. We were in Animal Kingdom, we were in Africa, and one of those amazing little snack restaurants, I had not purchased before the Mickey cinnamon roll. So I purchased one for each child. Okay. This thing was so enormous. Like
it's the size of your face.
Literally. I think they both only ate the ears. And so we had these 2 huge cinnamon rolls that were like our snacks for the whole rest of the morning. So yeah, Ziplocs come into, they're so handy for 1,000 things. So definitely stick some in your backpack.
It used to be for like cell phone for wet rides, but now most cell phones are fairly water resistant, even borderline waterproof, or that's what we used to primarily use it for. But yeah, they're just good to have for something like that, like food related. Yeah. Right. Something
but pens. Yes. I mean, if you are doing the penny thing and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't have my change thing, I'm going to stick it in this. Like and it's clear.
It's so great. Like my wife will always pack snack bags for the kids. Right. And in a clear Ziploc bag, what's the benefit? They're not digging in the bottom of a dark black backpack trying to figure out what they want. You pull it out, they can easily see it. That's the one that I want. I want the Tootsie Rolls, give them to me now. And Bob's your uncle and you're off. So there's so many, like just the fact that they're clear help you find things so much quicker. Clear backpack.
Yep. Okay. I threw some extra things on here.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously hand sanitizers, extra masks right now. I think again, like it's January, so it wasn't a big deal for us. Like we weren't sweating through them, but depending on when you go, and just keep paying attention. I know the mask stuff in California is changing right now. So also just pay attention to what the rules are for when your trip is. And then like sunscreen, hats. I actually got more sun than I thought I was going to get in January. It was freezing cold, but it's still really, really sunny. Yeah. And we had like knit caps on because it was so cold. I didn't have like a ball cap on.
Which makes a difference blocking that sun, doesn't it? Like it's funny, the brim, how much of a difference that makes.
It totally does. Yeah. Yep.
I do. Like, it's got to see this. Like, you know who you are. Barbara from Wisconsin, you know who you are. We see you every summer that you like, hey, the sun hits a little different than it does in Wisconsin and Minnesota. Okay.
I know, right?
And you see them and you're like, oh gosh, she's a lobster. She's a lobster on a vacation.
Get that sweet woman some sunscreen.
I know. And the problem is it's like $72 at Disney World.
It is.
So most of this stuff that we are really thinking through is a lot of it is because, Disney has everything you need at 3 times the cost of everywhere else.
Right. That's right.
So that's what's kind of most important. Yeah. Hats are a big one.
Actually, what's really nice too is if you are going to do a like a grocery run. So if you are either going to get groceries delivered or, if you have forgotten some of these, remember to put them on your grocery list. You can also have them added to your grocery delivery. I mean, probably not like a personal fan, but certainly Ziplocs or Band-Aids, that kind of thing.
It would be, I feel like we should have had way more of flipping the coin, because obviously, like, we've been to Disney a lot, and like I said, what used to make it into the bag compared to what makes it into the bag now has changed drastically over the years. And obviously some of that is just based on the progression of like kids, no kids, or kids getting older, right? All of those kind of things are going to, like, wet wipes is smart to bring. Like, one of the things that's probably one. Let's talk about that one. Wet wipes are important because the half ply toilet paper at Magic Kingdom and every other park there, it might even be quarter ply. It's really useless. So to have a wet wipe is just so much nicer and so much kinder to your body. I'll just say that. It's kinder to your body. And
also just stickiness and hand, like, you know, if you're grabbing these snacks on the go, I mean, we were grown-up people trying to eat a Dole Whip and a Mickey bar, and it was cold and it was still a mess. Like, grab yourself something that you can wipe your hands off of.
Okay, sure. I feel like we should have had a bigger list, like I said, of things that we don't bring anymore.
Yeah.
And like, well, I mean, I do have
sad on my heart.
I know. Well, I'll let you talk about your sad ones, but I do want to talk about a couple. So one of them is, and this is painful for me because I mean, I still bring it, but like, you can't look like in the 80s, 90s, early 2000s, the park was full of people with video cameras and cameras. Well, obviously with the phone, you don't need that anymore. Right. So those have kind of gone away. What are some other things that we used to always bring that we don't bring anymore? That's the biggest one. That's the biggest, like, hunk of metal that I think has drastically changed over years that we don't pack anymore because your phone takes, well, you know what they say? The best camera you have is the best camera in the world is the one you have with you.
Yeah.
But I'll keep thinking, and you list your sad ones. That you posted.
Well, right now, of course, characters are not signing autographs.
Wah, wah.
So we had our autograph book ready to go, and it's going to have to keep waiting. Maybe that will change. Hopefully that will change. You can, if you do a character meal, for instance, they have like pre-signed cards that they'll give you with the character signatures, but no autographs right now. And then the one thing that you know, it's funny, like, this is such a cheap thrill, but all the times between our trips, whenever we got a quarter or a penny, we would always stash them in our Disney little change purse for the penny machines, where you used to bring your own penny and you would put in your penny and you'd put in your, you know, there's always the quarters you needed more and more, right? It was 50 cents and then it was $1. But now they only use the pen. I think there's only one or two that actually do it this way. Now it's pennies that are already stored in the machine, and they all have like credit card swipes. You can also do, I think, a paper dollar bill, which is great. We've collected pennies for years. We have them from all over the park. This is something we'll keep doing. Andrew and I got a couple at the boardwalk when we were there a couple weeks ago. But it is just a little, I'm a little sad. And again, just because that was something that always, like, we would find a penny or we would find a quarter and be like, this is for Disney. And to not, you know, that's just kind of something that we will miss doing as a family in between our trips.
I mean, I hate to bounce back and forth, but I just thought of a few. Again, this is age appropriate, but if you bring your own strollers, we always rented from Kingdom Strollers a lot, but stroller tags, like, that's a bit really, like, because when you have your stroller and you live at home, like, you're not really in an environment where you need a stroller tag. But guess what? At Disney World, there's 874 million of them, and they all look like yours. So like, we used to tie a ribbon around ours, but
exactly.
But yeah, stroller tags are good, or some way to identify yours. That's a good thing to bring. Again, like, we don't need them anymore, and I know Audrey's kids don't need them anymore, but that's one that can easily be, like, you always, if you're a mom, you always have your stroller. You don't think like, well, that's my stroller because I'm the only one at the mall with it, and we just parked it to go to the store or whatever. But I can't actually think of a lot of.
I mean, this list are things that we've been using. You know, we added other things for the little kids, more food. Probably we had leverage snacks a little more.
Yeah, snacks make sense. That's probably one we overlooked. You should bring your own. Mostly because, well, let's talk about that. Getting food now, except for at the carts, has kind of drastically changed. And especially when things are busy, if you're not doing a sit-down meal, you're most likely, the quick service you're looking at is right now, almost all of them are order from the app. There are very few like spots you can hit where you can physically like go in, stand in line, look at the menu, order what you want and wait for it. Almost all of it now is you order from the app and they'll give you a time to return. Well, the challenge of that is if it's a super busy day and you're not thinking about it, sometimes your window can be up to 2 hours later than when you placed your order.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's unheard of. And like, I mean, that may be like Christmas week, Thanksgiving, July, but right. Be aware of that. Like, and so when we were there for the 50th, we were very like we got into the park. Like we set an alarm for 10 a.m. to order our lunch just in case it was 2 hours. Like we knew we could have picked it up or like around noon. So having those snacks for in between is like, it's a little bit, I mean, of course, get your Mickey shaped snacks, of course. But like if you have a youngster that you know, like, oh my gosh, he's going to be raging here and he needs something to tie him over. It's so nice to have that in the bag and not have to go, well, where are we at? Oh my gosh, there's 19 people in that pretzel line. So here we go. Awesome. And 30 minutes later, Johnny's had 4 meltdowns and he finally gets, a snack. So
I think that's right. There are some that you can snag, but even if you're quick service ordering, mobile ordering is what it's called.
There it is. Thank you.
Or standing in line, like it's unlikely that you're going to get something immediate. So having something stashed for the kiddos is really smart. When we were there, most of the quick services were doing both. So we mobile ordered at Woody's Lunchbox, and there was a long line in addition to it.
Oh, okay.
So, we ordered and we stood in line for, I stood in line for Alien Swirling Saucers, and Andrew went back into Galaxy's Edge. And then after the ride, we grabbed our food.
Okay. So, it is worth saying, I'm glad you brought that up. There are a few restaurants, like I think of Cosmic Rays.
Yeah.
You can't even get in that joint unless you show them like, hey, it says my mobile order is ready. Right. Yeah. But don't fret, because one of the things that like, they have thought through is what if you get in there and you're like, oh my gosh, we didn't order this, right? There is a line that you can get in and order food when you're in there, but it's not like you can't just, hey, we're going to go in and order. No, you need to order from the app. But like she said, there are some places that you can do both, but like your bigger quick services, you can't. I think of Backstage. What is it? What is it at Hollywood Studios? Is that just Backstage Cafe or? But like, that's another one where every entrance there is a cast member posted that is. They have a little QR code that you can scan, but unless you show them like, hey, mobile order ready, you can't get past the opening of the door. So that's something to think through. But what helps tie that over is if you find yourself there as oh gosh, we're looking to check out, and it says like 45 minutes before our window even opens up.
Yes,
snacks are going to be a good one. All right, I think we've hammered this. I feel like we should have had more what we don't need anymore. Dang it.
I think most people care about what they should.
There you go. If you bring something extra, it's just a bonus.
Nostalgic as we are.
Yeah.
Remember those good old days? No, I'm kidding.
Oh gosh, that's funny.
All right. Well, there's more Disney to come.
There it is.
Yeah.
Audrey, this is so fun. I'm glad we made it back.
Me too.
Okay.
All right.
Bicycle.